punches harder, him or Gervonta?
Oh, him. I ain't gonna lie. He punches way harder. Like, when I mean way harder, I mean, like, every punch felt like a rock. Every punch felt like a damn rock, I'm telling you.
So I'm here in General Santos City, the home of the 8-time world champion Manny Pacquiao.
Could any rising contender truly believe that he can topple an immortal icon in his prime? What fuels the audacity that pushes a bruiser to chase a legend twice his age? From the neon haze of Las Vegas emerges a fighter with fire in his gaze and swagger draped over broad shoulders. Every syllable he drops echoes through the arenas and booms across social media channels. The air trembles with anticipation when his name is whispered. The world braces itself for a spectacle where ambition meets legacy.
World champion Manny Pacquiao, president, CEO, everything for Manny Pacquiao Promotions right here.
He strides into the ring carrying the weight of modern boxing's bravado. His gloves tally more knockouts than cautionary tales. Each punch he throws seems crafted, not just to wound flesh, but to puncture egos and rewrite hierarchies. Fans buzz like electric currents, drawn by his magnetic blend of raw power and unfiltered talk. Promoters salivate at the thought of pay-per-view records shattering under his name. Rogers and analysts scramble to sketch plausible strategies for his next conquest.
His fighter Isak Pitbull Cruz fighting the biggest fight of 2024 so far against Romero, and just wants to give
Satire drips from the way he hypes his own legend into being. He pleads no allegiance to the dusty rituals of past champions. The echoes of traditional ring lore fall on deaf ears as he forges his myth in neon lights and viral clips. A skeptic might question if charisma alone can topple centuries of boxing heritage. Yet each viral soundbite he unleashes feels like a gauntlet thrown down in the hearts of purists. The Fight Game watches, bemused, as old-school grit meets new-school flash. In every promo appearance, his energy defies gravity. He jumps between topics with the speed of a jab and the unpredictability of a hook. Neither nostalgia nor reverence dims his hunger for prime-time spotlights. Legends of yore tremble at the thought of facing a warrior who weaponizes hype. The contrast between measured respect and his relentless mawkish jabs at tradition creates electric tension. Fans wince, cheer, and brace for impact in equal measure.
Good luck to your fight and do your best and hard work, focus on the fight, and you can do it.
all the support, baby. Woo! Thank you.
Sin City serves as the perfect stage for this collision. The Strip's bright lights mirror the gleam in his eyes when the crowd roars his name. Neon signs beckon gamblers to wager on the unlikeliest of upsets. T-Mobile Arena looms like a coliseum where modern gladiators clash under watchful digital eyes. Each ticket a golden pass to witness whether shock can truly dethrone mastery. The venue's roar becomes a chorus for both past greatness and future conjecture. Manny Pacquiao stands as a titan whose punches once rung through decades of boxing history. His record reads like a compendium of trophy-laden feats and impossible victories. Time has touched his frame, but not his reputation. Every twitch and feint still carries the weight of countless battles against elite fighters. Observers marvel at how a veteran can still dance on the edge of retirement and prime. His legacy blazes bright enough to scorch any challenger foolish enough to step into his world.
Rolly, how many sit-ups are you gonna do? 500?
Rolly Romero's youth injects raw unpredictability into this brewing storm. Muscles coil with explosive tension, ready to detonate at a moment's notice. His face carries both the innocence of early triumphs and the hardened gaze of someone who has already fought demons beyond the ring. The clash of green vigor and aged experience tantalizes fans with visions of seismic shifts. Will speed trump guile? Can power overpower wisdom? The unanswered questions fuel every conversation in gyms and bars alike. Stylistically, the match promises a clash of bookends. One fighter writes history in calm precision and age-old ringcraft. The other scribbles footnotes in the margins with reckless power and social media soundbites. Boxing purists squirm at the thought of such irreverence, yet they cannot look away as the drama unfolds like a soap opera on a global stage. Insiders debate heat maps of probable exchanges. Outsiders relish the audacity of youth daring to rewrite script pages authored by legends.
Manny Pacquiao does 1,500 sit-ups twice a day.
Promotion tactics reach fever pitch as posters plaster every major city with impossible billboards. Each ad stylizes the challenger as the era's necessary disruption. Clickbait titles tease an upset that could redefine the sport's future. Money flows from eager bettors who crave the thrill of backing a new icon. Streams of pop culture pundits dissect every syllable uttered by both camps. The spectacle grows until reality and hype blur into one searing image.
He does like 10 different variations of like 50.
He does 3,000 sit-ups a day?
Yep, a day.
Behind every quip and eyebrow raise lies hours of careful calculation. Coaches map out sparring schedules that mirror the legend's known patterns. Nutritionists fine-tune diets to mask fatigue and amplify explosiveness. Boxing analysts scribble notes on body angles and punch statistics until dawn. Every data point feeds the narrative that youth may yet overcome age. The silent power of preparation stands shadowed by the thunderous roar of bravado. Knockout ratios become weapons in the psychological war waged before gloves touch. Each highlight reel clip stacks the deck in favor of fear or inspiration. The challenger's high knockout rate serves as a threatening declaration. The champion's measured returns promise a clinic in timing and counterpunch artistry. Fans watch highlight loops until their eyes blur. Odds shift by the hour as bookmakers chase the story headlines. Mental games take center stage long before the first bell. Trash talk becomes a scalpel that cuts away pretense and tests resolve. Carefully crafted barbs aim at shaking old nerves and inflating new ones. The answer often lands not in words, but in deadpan facial expressions during pressers. Silent intimidation grows more potent than the loudest chants. Each camp seeks to reduce the other to doubt before a single strike lands.
26 minutes to do 1,500?
Yeah, to do 1,500.
Generational narratives frame this matchup as an epic of old versus new. Commentators invoke mythic battles of swords and shields. Ancient tropes resurface, the seasoned hero facing a reckless upstart. Pop culture editors spin think pieces about inheritance, youth rebellion, and legacy preservation. The layers of interpretation pile up like rings in a boxing trunk. Fans choose sides based on birth years and nostalgic affinities. The challenger's swagger ruffles feathers among boxing's old guard. Purists scoff at the reliance on viral clips over footwork drills. Yet the same old guard reluctantly acknowledges that spectacle sells. Audiences once nurtured on discipline and decorum now roar for drama and unpredictability. The sport's evolution plays out in real time under spotlights and camera lenses. The ringside narrative becomes as vital as the punches thrown within it. Vendor stalls outside arenas hawk memorabilia that mix past and present. Posters feature both fighters locked in a chimera of clashing styles. T-shirts bear memes that lampoon traditional ring rights. Collectors snap up limited editions that immortalize brash one-liners. Each piece of merchandise becomes a souvenir of an era-defining moment. Even skeptics find themselves drawn to the rush of owning a fragment of history.
26 minutes to do 1,500?
Yeah, to do 1,500.
Media tour stops transform press conferences into performance art. The challenger strides past flashing lights with a grin that borders on mischief. The veteran greets each reporter with practiced calm and a knowing smile. Small moments, a shrug, a head tilt, a drawn-out pause, ignite rumors and retweets. Reporters scramble to transcribe every nuance. The air thickens with rumor seeds ready to sprout overnight. Training camp footage releases drip by drip like a suspense thriller. Slow-motion clips showcase sweat flying from tense shoulders. Music pulses behind glimpses of sparring exchanges and grueling road work. Fans stitch fragments together in obsessive timelines. Analysts dissect glove angles and punch volume counts frame by frame. The buzz crescendos until the actual fight feels like the final chapter of a series cliffhanger. Boxing politics swirl around sanctioning bodies and belt placements. Negotiators haggle over purse splits and rematch clauses. Belt emblems glitter on promotional lattices like prize tokens. The challenger demands recognition past promotional affiliations. The champion holds sway in certain sanctioning circles. Fans debate whether titles matter when spectacle overshadows lines on a chart.
Dude, Tank doesn't punch that hard. Tank really doesn't punch that hard. It's just he lands a clean shot.
Economic stakes soar as streaming platforms bid for exclusive rights. Digital giants elbow traditional broadcasters out of prime windows. Viewers weigh subscription costs against the allure of potential upsets. Ticket prices spike into 4 figures for ringside seats. Secondary markets inflate prices for nosebleed sections. The fight transcends sport to become a commercial earthquake. Behind closed doors, both camps grapple with fear and doubt. No one admits to trembling before the world stage. Trainers mask anxiety behind intense glares and clipped instructions. Fighters vocalize confidence with hollow clarity, yet each knows what stakes lie on the canvas of public opinion. One misstep could rewrite careers as easily as a knockout ends a round. Legacy looms like a specter in every jab and counter. For the veteran, it represents decades of sacrifice and triumph. Every slip past gloves feels like a rent in a carefully woven tapestry of glory. For the challenger, legacy is the ultimate prize beyond belts and paydays. Victory would catapult him into exclusivity among boxing's immortals. Both sides gaze into the same mirror, longing to imprint their image for generations.
He lands a clean shot, and a lot of us are either too small or completely dehydrated.
Risk takers within the industry place multi-million-dollar bets on outcome scenarios. Hedge funds launch derivative contracts based on fight metrics. High rollers spread fortunes across associative alleyways. Market volatility spikes as predictions swirl like cornered clouds. The fight's potential ripple effects extend into global sports gambling economies. Speculation becomes an art form of financial alchemy. Satire finds a home in late-night talk shows and podcast roasts. Comedians lampoon every outrageous claim and fashion choice. Meme lords refine viral moments into cultural currency. Even intellectuals weigh in on what this showdown signifies for society's obsession with youth. The conversation transcends sports to encompass politics, media, and identity. The spectacle grows until it no longer fits neatly in a ring. Sound engineering turns every bell into an echo of mythic proportions. Entrance themes thump through speakers with the weight of ritual drums. Each footstep toward the ring resonates like a tableau come alive. Lighting designers choreograph shadows to dramatize each cut and bruise. The atmosphere crystallizes into a living organism of tension.
And that's why I was like, bro, with Barroso though, that motherfucker, bro. Bro, I'll tell you, like, bro,
Veteran cornermen whisper final strategies as gloves get strapped. Each tap on the shoulders carries ancient wisdom distilled from countless fights. The challenger hears both respect and condescension in measured tones. Cornermen for both plots counterplots in a silent war of tactical whispers. Seconds before the bell, both fighters inhabit worlds of memory and ambition. The crack of leather against flesh remains inevitable. When first blood hits, theories dissolve into primal reality. Anatomy and physics dictate whether youth or experience triumphs in each exchange. The sound of gloves, the spray of sweat, and the crackle of crowd noise converge into a single instant. Time dilates for those in the ring and compresses for those watching at home. Every heartbeat ushers in hope or despair. The aftermath writes headlines faster than punches fly. In the end, the fight becomes both testament and question. It reveals what limits perseverance can overcome and whether legacy can bow to raw ambition. Fans dissect the result, turning analysts into modern-day oracles. Some hail a new dawn, others mourn the waning of an era. Boxing emerges transformed regardless of the victor. The clash etches itself into the fabric of sport and storytelling alike.
After the fight, this whole side of my body was fucking sore. And I don't want to exchange with that motherfucker. He punched too hard.
Ready or not, the world braces for the collision of a bold youth and a seasoned icon. History awaits its next chapter, inked in sweat and spectacle. Each breath before the bell becomes a whispered prayer or a roar of defiance. Champions rise and legends endure when the final bell tolls. The tale of ambition versus legacy unfolds in living color before millions of eyes. This electrifying saga demands witness and commentary. The only question is who will narrate the outcome to future generations. Every punch thrown becomes a syllable in the grand narrative of boxing's ever-evolving story. Spectators at home grip armrests as if fate hangs on their comfort. One truth remains clear. The fight transcends sport and becomes myth.
That old man strength is real.
So that was the hardest puncher you went up against?
In my whole life.
I like the honesty too, because
No, by far.
Bullshit, yeah.
By far.
Unleash reactions, share predictions, and stoke debates in the days to come. Every forum thread and social media post becomes part of the living legend. Whether youth surges forth or legacy holds firm, the world will replay moments for decades. Each viewing uncovers fresh layers of meaning and spectacle. The saga is far from over, and its echoes will reverberate through boxing history. The spectacle evolves even before the fighters meet in the ring. Hype trains roar through social feeds, fueled by pundits' wild speculations and fan-made montages. Every meme amplifies the drama, carving the story deeper into public consciousness. Meanwhile, promoters sketch out after-parties that promise A-list appearances and streaming exclusives. Luxury brands jostle to clothe both warriors in bespoke attire, turning weigh-ins into fashion runways. Even the ring girls become celebrities, their outfits dissected frame by trend-hungry viewers. Behind the glitz, the fighters retreat to secluded camps where discipline breeds intensity. Old-school coaches insist upon raw road work and grueling sparring before dawn. Nutritionists measure every protein gram and carb morsel, ensuring no energy leak before fight night. Analysts pore over tape, marking tendencies with chalk on gym walls. This ritual, as time-honored as it is grueling, stands in stark contrast to the viral sound bites rolling out to millions. Global fan bases erupt with conflicting loyalties. In Southeast Asia, longtime Pacquiao devotees post prayer emojis under each update. In North America, Rolly's rising army responds with fire-fueled gifs of knockouts and trash talk. European forums wax lyrical over technical breakdowns, debating angles and footwork. African viewers stream through time-shifted schedules, organizing watch parties at dawn. Each community adds new voices to the chorus, forging a tapestry of expectation that crosses borders. Even the undercard draws feverish interest. Rising prospects showcase hunger in 8-round scraps that foreshadow the main event's intensity. Trainers watch with calculating eyes, scouting future opponents and gauging punch power. Fans snap selfies by the ring apron, buzzing about breakout performances that could redefine tomorrow's title scene. Every jab landed in these preliminary bouts feels like a teaser trailer for the headline act. The atmosphere crackles as though the very ropes tremble in anticipation. At press events, satirical skits interrupt formal Q&A sessions. Impromptu dances mock outdated fight rituals. A comedian might shadowbox in a full tuxedo, lampooning the pomp of boxing's golden eras. These interludes garnish tension with laughter, reminding fans that even legacy sports thrive on fresh creativity. Yet beneath the laughter, a solemn respect persists for the blood, sweat, and tears inevitably shed inside the squared circle. Some insiders whisper of technology creeping into the ring's margins. Sensors in gloves promise real-time punch velocity stats on giant screens. AI-driven cameras track body angles and project probable landing zones. Purists scoff, deeming such tools as distractions from the primal poetry of two men exchanging blows. Still, the spectacle of numbers blinking beside each exchange tempts younger audiences raised on instant metrics. The sport teeters between reverence for tradition and seduction by novelty. Betting markets shift unpredictably with each leaked training snippet. A slow-motion clip of Rolly's power punch can send odds tumbling in his favor. A shadowboxing drill showcasing Manny's trademark shoulder roll might steady the veteran's prospects. High rollers refresh feeds compulsively, chasing the slightest edge before purses lock in. When dollars dance so close to the line, even casual fans get drawn into odds debates. Money and myth entwine, each powering the other through the pre-fight maelstrom. Stay tuned as the saga continues, and make sure you're part of the conversation. Subscribe, like, and leave your take in the comments below, because in a story this charged, every voice adds power to the legend.